What the hell were Hollywood executives smoking? You know that feeling when you watch a so-called action hero throw a punch and you actually laugh out loud? Yeah, me too. Some celebrities should never touch a gun or a grenade. They should run from explosions, not toward them. Today, we are exposing 25 famous faces who tried to become badass action stars and failed so hard it became legendary. Buckle up. This is going to hurt. Number 25. Jay Leno, Collision Course. Let me set the scene. A late-night talk show host with a chin the size of a cinder block decides he wants to be a tough cop. Jay Leno. In an action movie. The film is called Collision Course, and it co-stars Pat Morita from The Karate Kid. Yes, that sweet old man who said wax on, wax off. They play mismatched detectives hunting a stolen turbocharger. This movie was shot in 1989, but it was so terrible it sat on a shelf for 3 years. When it finally came out, it went straight to VHS. No theaters wanted it. Leno attempts to look tough, but he has the physical presence of a tired accountant. His delivery is flat, his fight scenes are embarrassing, and the buddy cop comedy falls flatter than a pancake. You want to know the saddest part? Leno thought this was his big movie break. Instead, Collision Course became a legendary punchline. He never tried action again. Good choice, Jay. Number 24. Shaquille O'Neal, Steel. Imagine a 7-foot 1-inch basketball giant. 400 pounds of pure muscle. He looks like a superhero already, right? Wrong. Shaquille O'Neal starred as the DC comic hero Steel in 1997, and it was a disaster from the first frame. The plot follows a weapons engineer who builds a powerful suit of armor. Shaq wears a ridiculous metal costume that looks like it came from a Halloween store. His acting range? Let me describe it. He smiles, he frowns, he repeats. That is it. No emotional depth, no charisma. Just a big man reading lines like a hostage video. The movie had a tiny budget and even tinier ambition. Critics tore it apart. Fans laughed at it. Steel lost so much money that Warner Brothers buried it forever. Shaq later admitted he only did the movie because he loved comics. Love does not make an action star. This film is now a cult classic for all the wrong reasons. And Shaq went back to basketball. Number 23. Vanilla Ice, Cool as Ice. Here we go. A white rapper from the 90s with one hit song. He thinks he can be an action hero. Vanilla Ice. Real name? Robert Van Winkle. His movie Cool as Ice is about a motorcycle-riding rebel who fights bad guys and saves a small town. Sounds like a parody, right? It is not a parody. It is a real film that cost real money. Vanilla Ice wears neon jackets and talks in rap slang while trying to punch people. His delivery is robotic. His fight choreography is slower than my grandma walking upstairs. The plot makes zero sense. There is a scene where he rides his motorcycle through a house. Why? Nobody knows. The villain is forgettable. The dialogue is painful. And Vanilla Ice cannot act his way out of a paper bag. The movie bombed so hard it became a joke forever. Even his fans stayed away. After this disaster, he never tried acting again. One album, one movie, 2 epic failures. Cool as Ice is now a classic example of how not to make an action film. Numero 22's Alicia Silverstone, Batman and Robin. She was the queen of 90s cool. Clueless made her famous. So why did she put on a leather batsuit? Alicia Silverstone played Batgirl in Batman and Robin, the worst superhero movie ever made. Her performance is not just bad, it is painfully awkward. She delivers lines like she is reading a cereal box. The action scenes look like she is afraid of breaking a nail. Silverstone had zero physical presence. She looked uncomfortable in every fight. Her character was shoehorned into the plot for no reason. The movie had neon lights, bad puns, and ice puns from Arnold Schwarzenegger. But Silverstone was the weakest link. Critics said she seemed lost on screen. Fans groaned every time she appeared. The film killed the Batman franchise for nearly a decade. Silverstone never did another action movie again. She stuck to romantic comedies and indie dramas. That was a smart move. Batman and Robin is still a legendary failure, and Alicia's Batgirl is a huge reason why. Numero 21. Pamela Anderson, Barbed Wire. Baywatch made her a star. Slow motion running on a beach. That was her brand. Then she decided to become a gun-toting action heroine. Pamela Anderson starred in Barbed Wire in 1996. The movie was based on a racy comic book. She wears leather, she holds big weapons, and she delivers every line like she just woke up from a nap. The plot is a dystopian ripoff of Casablanca. Barbed Wire owns a nightclub and fights a corrupt government. Anderson cannot act her way through a single scene. Her voice is flat. Her facial expressions do not change. The action sequences are boring. The explosions feel cheap. And her famous body could not save this disaster. Critics called her performance one note. Fans stayed home. Barbed Wire lost millions at the box office. Anderson tried to blame the director, but everyone knew the truth. She was just not action star material. She went back to TV cameos and reality shows. Number 20. Brian Bosworth, Stone Cold. He was a football legend, a linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. Brian Bosworth had muscles and attitude. So Hollywood said, let's make him an action star. Stone Cold came out in 1991. Bosworth plays a cop who goes undercover with a biker gang. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. He cannot deliver a line without sounding like a robot. His tough guy act is pure cringe. The movie is full of explosions and fight scenes, but Bosworth looks lost in every single one. He tries to be intimidating, but he just looks constipated. The script is full of cliches, the villain is forgettable, and Bosworth's performance is wooden as a log. Critics destroyed it. Fans ignored it. The movie flopped hard. B-movie fans found it later on video, but that did not help Bosworth's career. He never became an action star. He went back to small indie roles and eventually disappeared. Stone Cold is a classic example of a sports star who should have stuck to sports. The Boz failed miserably. Number 19. Justin Long. Live Free or Die Hard. What were they thinking? Justin Long. The guy from Apple commercials. The nerdy kid from Dodgeball. He is supposed to be a Die Hard sidekick. Live Free or Die Hard came out in 2007. Justin Long plays a hacker who helps Bruce Willis fight terrorists. That sounds fine on paper, but on screen it is ridiculous. Long has zero action presence. He runs like a baby deer. He screams like a little girl. His idea of fighting is hiding behind a desk. Bruce Willis does all the heavy lifting. Long just looks terrified the whole time. The movie made money because of Willis, not because of Long. Critics noticed how out of place he was. Fans laughed at his attempts to look tough. He has no muscles, no fighting skills, no charisma, just a skinny nerd pretending to be an action hero. After this film, Long never got another action role. He went back to comedies and voice work. Thank God. Watching him try to fire a gun is painful. Justin Long is proof that not every actor belongs in an action movie. Number 18. Hulk Hogan, No Holds Barred. Brother, what were you thinking? Hulk Hogan was the biggest wrestling star on Earth. He fought Rocky Balboa in Rocky III. So Hollywood gave him his own action movie. No Holds Barred came out in 1989. Hogan plays a wrestler named Rip who fights evil network executives. The plot is stupid, the dialogue is worse, and Hogan's acting is a disaster. He cannot emote, he cannot cry, he cannot even look angry without smiling. The fight scenes are boring because Hogan just flexes and wins. There is no tension, no drama, just a big blonde guy posing for the camera. The movie bombed hard, but that did not stop Hogan. He made Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando, two more action comedy disasters, each one worse than the last. Hogan thought he was the next Schwarzenegger. He was wrong. His movies are now ironic classics, but as a serious action star, he failed miserably. No Holds Barred is a beautiful train wreck, and Hogan should have stuck to body slamming Andre the Giant. Number 17. Sam Worthington, Clash of the Titans. He starred in Avatar, the highest-grossing movie of all time. So how did Sam Worthington fail? Easy. He has zero charisma, zero personality. His face is a blank wall. After Avatar, Hollywood pushed him hard. Clash of the Titans in 2010, Terminator Salvation in 2009. Both action blockbusters, both terrible. Worthington plays a hero, but he looks bored. His line delivery is monotone. His action scenes feel robotic. He has no swagger, no charm, no memorable one-liners. Critics called him a wooden plank. Fans forgot his name 5 minutes after leaving the theater. The movies made money because of special effects, not because of him. And then, Hollywood stopped calling. He disappeared from major action films. Now he does small Australian projects. Sam Worthington is the ultimate example of a guy who was handed everything and did nothing with it. He had the biggest director in history, he had massive budgets, and he still failed. Clash of the Titans should have launched a franchise. Instead, it buried his action career forever. Number 16. Taylor Lautner, Abduction. He was Jacob from Twilight, a werewolf with six-pack abs. Millions of teenage girls screamed his name. So of course Hollywood wanted to make him an action star. Abduction came out in 2011. Lautner plays a teenager who discovers his parents are spies. He fights bad guys, he runs from explosions, he tries to look intense, and he fails completely. His acting is wooden, his facial expressions never change. He looks like he is constipated in every scene. The action is generic, the plot is boring, and Lautner has zero charisma without his Twilight shirt off. Critics destroyed him, fans laughed. The movie bombed at the box office. Then he tried again with Tracers in 2015. Same problem, same wooden performance, same failure. Lautner went from Hollywood's next big thing to straight-to-DVD nobody. He could not escape his Twilight past, he could not carry an action film, and eventually, the phone stopped ringing. Taylor Lautner is proof that abs do not make an action star. Abduction was a disaster, and his career never recovered. Number 15. Jai Courtney, A Good Day to Die Hard. Studio executives are sometimes delusional. In the early 2010s, they decided Jai Courtney was the next big action hero. So they shoved him into every franchise. Terminator, Die Hard, you name it. His worst failure? A Good Day to Die Hard from 2013. Courtney plays John McClane's son, a tough CIA agent. On paper, that sounds fine. On screen, it is painful. Courtney has the emotional range of a brick wall. His tough guy act feels fake. His line delivery is flat.
Of course.
He tries to match Bruce Willis's energy and fails miserably. The movie is already terrible. Bad action, bad plot, bad special effects, but Courtney makes it worse. Audiences rejected him immediately. Critics called his performance wooden and charmless. The film flopped critically. It destroyed the Die Hard franchise. And Courtney's so-called action career never launched. He kept getting small roles, but never became a lead. Jai Courtney is a perfect example of Hollywood forcing someone down our throats and us saying no thank you. His failure was spectacular, and A Good Day to Die Hard is proof. Number 14. Kit Harington, Pompeii. He was Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. He knew nothing, but he knew how to swing a sword. So a historical action movie seemed like a no-brainer. Pompeii came out in 2014. Kit Harington plays a gladiator who fights during the volcanic eruption. Sounds epic, right? Wrong. His brooding, silent charisma worked on TV. It does not work on a big screen. He has one expression: brooding. One tone: monotone. The action scenes are generic. The romance is forced. And Harington looks lost without his Night's Watch cloak. Critics said he was miscast. Fans expected more. The movie bombed at the box office. It made back barely half its budget. Harington tried to be a leading man, but he could not carry the weight. His performance was stiff. His dialogue was forgettable. And the volcano was more interesting than him. After Pompeii, his movie career stalled. He went back to television. Game of Thrones made him famous, but it did not make him an action star. Sometimes TV magic does not translate. Kit Harington learned that lesson the hard way. Number 13. Taylor Kitsch, John Carter. Let me tell you a sad story. Taylor Kitsch was amazing in Friday Night Lights. He had heart. He had intensity. So Disney gave him a $250 million movie. John Carter came out in 2012. It was supposed to launch a massive franchise. Instead, it became one of the biggest bombs in Hollywood history. Kitsch plays a Civil War veteran transported to Mars. He fights aliens. He saves princesses. He tries to be charming. But something went wrong. The marketing was terrible, the title was confusing, and Kitsch's performance got lost. He was not bad, he was just forgettable. Audiences did not connect with him. Critics were lukewarm. The movie lost nearly $200 million. It killed Disney's confidence in big sci-fi epics, and it destroyed Kitsch's action career overnight. He had another bomb that same year, Battleship, also a disaster. Two massive failures back-to-back. Hollywood stopped calling. Taylor Kitsch went back to indie films and TV. He is a good actor, but not an action star. John Carter is now a cult classic, but for Kitsch, it was a career-ending disaster. He failed miserably, and he never got a second chance. Number 12. Dane DeHaan, Valerian. Luc Besson made a visually stunning space opera. It cost $200 million. It had amazing special effects, and one giant problem: the leading man. Dane DeHaan is a talented indie actor. He plays creepy villains really well. So why did anyone think he could play a swaggering, roguish space cop? Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets came out in 2017. DeHaan tries to be charming. He fails. He tries to be tough. He looks like a teenager playing dress-up. He has zero physical presence, zero charisma. His line delivery is stiff. His chemistry with the female lead is awkward. The movie is beautiful but unwatchable because of him. Critics pointed directly at DeHaan as the fatal flaw. Fans laughed at his attempts to be an action hero. The movie bombed hard, losing over $100 million. It destroyed Besson's studio, and it ended DeHaan's chance at being a leading man. He went back to indie roles where he belongs. Dane DeHaan is proof that good acting in small movies does not mean you can carry a blockbuster. Valerian failed because of him. That is not an opinion, that is a fact. Number 11. Shia LaBeouf, Indiana Jones 4. He was the king of Transformers. Those movies made billions. Shia LaBeouf could run from explosions and scream really loud. So Steven Spielberg cast him as Indiana Jones's son. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out in 2008. Shia plays Mutt, a greaser with a switchblade and a terrible attitude. The movie already had problems: aliens, fridge nuking, CGI gophers, but Shia made it worse. His performance is over the top. His tough guy act is laughable. There is a scene where he swings on vines with monkeys. Yes, monkeys. That scene killed any chance of him being a serious action hero. Critics mocked him, fans hated the movie, and Shia's career took a weird turn. He started making experimental art films. He stopped doing blockbusters. He became a meme. Shia LaBeouf had all the potential in the world. He worked with the best directors, and he still failed as a traditional action star. Crystal Skull is not his fault entirely, but his performance did not help. Swinging with monkeys is not action hero material. Shia learned that lesson the hard way. Number 10. Chris Klein, Rollerball. Remember the guy from American Pie? The awkward Oz who played the flute? Hollywood decided he should be an action star. That decision was insane. Chris Klein starred in the Rollerball remake in 2002. The original movie was a cult classic with James Caan. The remake? A disaster. Klein plays a rollerball athlete. He has no intensity, no physical presence. His acting is bland as unsalted crackers. The movie has violent sports and corporate greed, but Klein looks like he is lost. Critics called his performance embarrassing. Fans walked out of theaters. The film bombed so hard it killed the remake trend for years. Klein tried to look tough, but he could not. His voice is too soft. His face is too kind. He is not an action hero. After Rollerball, his career crashed. He went back to small comedies and TV guest spots. Chris Klein is a nice guy, but nice guys do not make good action stars. Rollerball proved that beyond any doubt. A legendary failure. Number 9. Dakota Johnson, Madam Web. She was in 50 Shades of Grey. She had awkward chemistry with a billionaire. That does not make her an action hero. But Sony disagreed. Madam Web came out in 2024. Dakota Johnson plays a clairvoyant superhero who sees the future. The movie was a disaster from day one. Johnson's performance is deadpan and bored. She looks like she wants to be anywhere else. The action sequences are laughable. Her discomfort is visible in every frame. The internet turned her into a meme. Critics destroyed the film. Fans stayed home. Even Johnson herself said she was not surprised by the failure. She felt tricked into joining a Sony spin-off, not the real MCU. No wonder her heart was not in it. Madam Web lost millions. It became a joke overnight. Dakota Johnson is a good actress in the right role. Action is not that role. She cannot throw a punch convincingly. She cannot fire a gun. She cannot save a movie. Madam Web failed miserably, and Johnson's action career ended before it started. Number 8. Kevin Hart. Lift. Kevin Hart is hilarious. He is tiny. He is loud. He is not an action star. But Netflix gave him $80 million to prove otherwise. Lift came out in 2024. Hart plays a suave heist mastermind. He runs from explosions. He fights bad guys. He tries to look cool. And he fails every single time. The problem is simple. No one can take him seriously. He is 5 feet 4 inches of pure comedy. Every time he tries to act tough, you expect a joke. The action feels secondary to his screaming. His high-pitched voice kills any tension. The movie is full of expensive set pieces, but Hart looks ridiculous in them. Critics said he was miscast. Fans laughed at the wrong moments. Lift was a forgettable Netflix filler. It did not make him an action star. It just proved he should stick to comedy. Kevin Hart works hard. He is talented, but some doors should stay closed. The action hero door is one of them. He failed miserably, and that is okay. Number 7. Tyler Perry. Alex Cross. Tyler Perry is a genius at one thing: playing Medea, a loud old woman in a wig. That does not mean he can play a tough detective, but Hollywood said, why not? Alex Cross came out in 2012. The role was previously played by Morgan Freeman. Yes, Morgan Freeman. Tyler Perry stepped into those giant shoes and fell flat on his face. He plays a homicide detective and psychologist. He tries to be intense. He tries to be gritty, but his performance feels like a sketch comedy. He cannot deliver tough dialogue without sounding like Medea in disguise. The movie has a decent villain played by Matthew Fox, but Perry ruins every scene he is in. Critics destroyed his performance. Fans of the book series were furious. The film bombed at the box office. Perry went back to his Medea franchise and never tried serious action again. Alex Cross was a failure on every level. Tyler Perry is talented, but not as an action hero. He should stay behind the camera or in a fat suit. Morgan Freeman's shoes are too big for anyone, but Perry's attempt was embarrassingly bad. Number 6. Ice Cube. Triple X State of the Union. Ice Cube is a rap legend. He was great in Friday and Boys in the Hood, but replacing Vin Diesel, that was a terrible idea. XXX State of the Union came out in 2005. Diesel left the franchise, so the studio grabbed Ice Cube. He plays a new XXX agent. He tries to be cool, he tries to be tough, but he is no Vin Diesel. The movie has explosions, fast cars, big guns, but Ice Cube looks uncomfortable. His one-liners fall flat. His action scenes are forgettable. Critics were split. Some said he was okay. Most said he was miscast. Fans wanted Diesel back. The movie made a small profit, but it was a critical failure. The franchise died for over a decade. Ice Cube never headlined another action film. He went back to comedies and music. When XXX returned in 2017, they brought Diesel back and demoted Ice Cube to a cameo. That tells you everything. Ice Cube is a legend, but not an action star. State of the Union failed because he could not fill those shoes. He tried, he failed. End of story. Number 5. Mila Kunis, Max Payne. Mila Kunis is a wonderful actress. She is funny. She is charming. She is also tiny and angelic. So why did anyone cast her as a hardened assassin? Max Payne came out in 2008. Kunis plays Mona Sachs, a gun-toting killer out for revenge. The movie is dark and gritty. Kunis looks like she wandered in from a rom-com. Her physical stature is too small, her features are too soft. When she tries to look tough, she just looks sad. The action scenes are awkward, her line delivery is flat. She tries her best, but best is not enough. Critics said she was completely miscast. Fans of the video game were furious. The movie bombed. Kunis never did another action lead again. She stuck to comedies and dramas where she belongs. Sometimes a great actor just does not fit the run-and-gun mold. Mila Kunis proved that. She is talented, she is beautiful, she is not an action hero. Max Payne was a failure, and her performance was a big reason why. You cannot force someone to be something they are not. Kunis learned that lesson. Hollywood learned it too. Number 4. Seth Rogen, The Green Hornet. Seth Rogen is a stoner comedy king. He makes movies about weed and lazy friends. So putting him in a superhero suit was insane. The Green Hornet came out in 2011. Rogen plays the masked crime fighter. He tries to be funny and cool at the same time. He fails at both. His action scenes are clumsy. His one-liners are not clever. He looks ridiculous in the costume. The movie had a huge budget. It had cool cars and explosions. But Rogen cannot sell any of it. He is not physical. He is not intimidating. He is just Seth Rogen cracking jokes badly. Critics immediately called him miscast. Fans gave the movie a chance on opening weekend. Then word of mouth killed it. The film dropped hard in its second week. Rogen later called working on it a nightmare. He admitted he was wrong for the role. The Green Hornet failed to launch a franchise. It killed any chance of Seth Rogen becoming an action star. He went back to comedies and never looked back. Good for him, bad for the movie. Some actors are not meant to wear capes. Number 3. Jared Leto, Morbius. Jared Leto is a method actor. He goes crazy for roles. He sent used condoms to his Suicide Squad castmates. So when he said, "It's Morbin time," everyone cringed. Morbius came out in 2022. Leto plays a scientist who turns into a living vampire. The movie is a disaster from start to finish. Leto's performance is aggressively self-serious. He acts like he is in a Shakespeare tragedy. But the plot is nonsense, the CGI is dated, and his big line became a joke overnight. "It's Morbin time." That is not even in the movie. The internet made it up because the film was so ridiculous. Morbius bombed so hard that Sony re-released it thinking memes would sell tickets. They were wrong. It bombed again. Twice. Leto's attempt to be a solo action lead failed spectacularly. He tried to create a new superhero franchise. Instead, he created a punchline. Morbius is now a symbol of everything wrong with superhero movies. Jared Leto is talented, but he cannot carry an action blockbuster. His weird method acting does not translate to mainstream appeal. He failed. Twice. That is legendary. Number 2. Armie Hammer, The Lone Ranger. Armie Hammer had the look. Tall, square jaw, handsome. Disney thought he was the next big action star. So they gave him The Lone Ranger in 2013. $250 million. Johnny Depp as Tonto. What could go wrong? Everything. Hammer plays the masked hero. He tries to be charming and heroic, but his performance is stiff and forgettable. He has no chemistry with Depp. The movie is too long, too violent, too confusing. Critics hated it. Fans stayed away. Disney lost over $100 million. It was one of the biggest bombs of the decade. Hammer's shot at being a traditional leading man fizzled out instantly. He never got another chance at a blockbuster. Then years later, off-screen scandals destroyed his career completely. But long before that, The Lone Ranger had already killed his action star dreams. Hammer had all the tools. He looked perfect for the role. But looking perfect is not enough. You need charisma. You need presence. He had neither. The Lone Ranger failed miserably, and Armie Hammer became a warning sign for studios. Never bet everything on a pretty face without the talent to back it up. Number 1. Tom Holland, Uncharted. Yes, I said it. Tom Holland is a phenomenal Spider-Man. But take off the Spidey suit, and what do you get? A short, boyish actor who cannot play rugged treasure hunter Nathan Drake. Uncharted came out in 2022. The video game fans were furious from day one. Holland is too small, too young, too soft. He tries to be tough, he tries to be charming, but he looks like a kid playing dress-up. The movie made decent money because of the brand, not because of him. Holland himself admitted he struggled with the role. He focused too much on looking good rather than being the character. Without the mask, he has no action presence. His fight scenes are fine, but not believable. His one-liners feel forced. He is Peter Parker, not Nathan Drake. The movie is forgettable. The franchise never took off, and Holland's attempt to become a grown-up action star failed. He is still Spider-Man. That is his only action hero identity. Outside the MCU, he is just a nice British kid trying too hard. Uncharted proved that Holland cannot carry a non-superhero action film. He failed, and fans of the games still want a real Nathan Drake. Sorry, Tom, you are amazing, but not as an action star outside your web shooters. Which failure made you laugh the hardest? Was it Jay Leno pretending to be a cop? Or Shaq in that terrible steel costume? Drop a comment below, and subscribe for more brutal Hollywood truth bombs. This is Watch Mojo saying goodbye. And remember, not everyone can be an action hero. Some should just stay home.